So, hello everybody. Welcome to Beyond Science. Welcome to Beyond Science interview. Beyond Science is a digital magazine featuring researchers, science communicators, and all the science geek involved in the field of science around the world. And we want to feature the journey and creative work of innovative people in the field of STEM. And today we have with us Kazi Noorul Mateen. Kazi is currently
Hello.
doing his master's in biomedical engineering and biotechnology from IIT Delhi. He his research we'll be talking more about his research using he's working on RNA sequence data and computational biology. He completed his undergraduation in biosciences from Jamia Millia Islamia University in New Delhi. So, welcome to today's interview at Beyond Science, Nurul. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Sandhya. I'm good. What about you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you today, and
Yeah,
to let you talk about what you're doing, so that our
thank you
audience,
so much
who's
for
like
inviting
a
me. Yeah.
yeah, it's totally our pleasure. Our audience is a mix of students and professionals from other branches of science. So I'm guessing, our talk with you today is going to be more inspirational, fun, and also educative to people across the world. Um, Before we start off with anything, can you tell us a little bit about your research? What exactly are you working on?
So basically, I work on, like, I was very much interested in computational biology, but my background was not in computational biology. I was doing some life science, like bioscience.
Okay.
So, but I had interest, so I applied in IIT Delhi through my GATE examination, and I got MS Research here. And here in IIT Delhi, there are labs which are which have from biochemical engineering to biotechnology to more of a life science background also. So I
Mm-hmm.
choose a lab where there is a work on computational biology so that I can get myself more involved in the field where I'm interested in. So I was new to this field initially, but then I learned eventually. And yeah, so my research here is on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is a
Okay.
kind of accumulation of fat in the liver, and then it progresses to a more severe stage, which can e- even cause cancer at the later stage. So my research is to know how it progresses from a simple fat deposit to a severe stage which can be life threatening. So that's and I do for that I apply computational approaches. Like I have my models, like mouse models, which where we did some gene knockout. Most of the audience might have known that we can delete a gene from any organisms to cause a type of whatever we want to do with it. Like we can cause cancer with that editing, we can cause some diseases. So we knocked out a gene in our mouse, and then we saw how knocking out that gene progressed to NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, that we call in short NAFLD. And then I am just seeing how it progressed. Like we did sequencing for those mouse for each and every day. Like they were progressing very rapidly towards the disease, and in 14 days the mouse encapsulates the whole process of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So that's what we
Oh.
are seeing here. Yeah. Usually when we see this in humans, the problem is we don't get to know about the disease. Like it's like you get a fatty liver, but it won't get diagnosed easily until unless it get to a severe stage. Like you will get inflammation there, and then you visit the doctor. You tell them, yeah, we are having pain there, and then he he asks you to get some results, get some tests done, then you get to know about the disease. So it's a slow process, but the point when we got to know about the disease uh, is very critical, because if it is we know liver can be regenerate, we can regenerate, but there is a stage at which you can go to the back stage, like you can regenerate the liver. But if it goes to a stage where there is a scar tissue formed, then there is no going back. Then so
Right.
you have to know about the disease earlier. So that's how my research is about, like to know how it progress to that stage.
That's interesting. So you
Yeah.
do you get to work both with animals, that's mice, and also your computer models. So you work with both live animal research and also computational models.
I basically work computationally, but I have collaborators with me who do the
Uh,
wet lab part. Yeah.
okay, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. So you work with with a team of people who help you with providing the results from animal
From
models, and then you compute that using your research.
yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, so people out there who are actually scared of, say, handling animals, you could still collaborate with other researchers in the areas of animal research, and just if you're interested in knowing the stuff, so you can stick to the computer part, and you can let the animal researchers give you answers to your questions. I think that's a very good point, because we've all assumed that it's either human research or animal research, but it's a good understanding that not all animal research is hands-on. Like, there are people who can do that, and you can collaborate with labs who
Yeah,
can
we
provide
can
you with
collaborate
those
always.
results.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's very interesting. So before we move on to your research question, um, can you tell us a little bit about how your day as a student is? I'm guessing you're a full-time student, right? Are you working
Yeah.
part-time, or are you a full-time student?
I'm a full-time student here.
Okay. So what does a
Yeah.
typical day of Noorul looks like?
So typically it starts with like waking up little late. I'm a like all little late person. So I wake
Okay.
up like 9 a.m. or so, and
Okay.
then I just yeah, I hit the lab around 11 a.m. Or
Okay.
then we have a culture in the lab, like we do meeting every day at 11. So we discuss papers, or we discuss our work here in the lab. So everyone discuss the work, and we know each other's work completely, like what everyone else is doing, and we
Mm-hmm.
so that we can help out each other. And so our PI also take part in that conversation, like for one and 1 hour or 90 minutes. It was a conversation that it happens every day. Then we start working on our project, like whatever we are doing, and
Mm-hmm.
then we work like there is nothing like you can stay late in the lab also, or you can just skip the lab also. It's a flexibility because we work computationally. So if you feel someday like you don't want to come to lab and you want to work from home, then you can do that also. So it's
Cool.
quite flexible. Even right now I'm in the lab, right? It's 9 a.m., 9 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there is nothing like that you need to follow here. But yeah, the thing is you need to deliver the results. So that's how the day look like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and I
good.
do different things also, like I make some videos, reels, and all those things. Like I create some
Okay.
content also for my Instagram. So that's how
Okay.
I just engage myself
Yeah,
with the
you need to make
activities.
time. So life
Yeah.
doesn't always revolve around your research. Like, you need a time. You need some time to unwind and do other stuff. What about classes? Are you in a stage where you no longer have to take classes, and you just have a lot of lab work, or how is that?
Yeah, now I no longer have to take classes. It was just for the semester. Like for
Mm-hmm.
MS research is a research based work, so
Correct.
program. So here you just need to go to classes for the initial 6 months, and
Correct.
unfortunately those were offline, so online, because of
Online
the
because of
COVID that
COVID.
time. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we didn't get that experience of getting to IIT lecture halls, but yeah, we
Okay.
did. We have all those lectures recorded.
So how was it getting back into a university? I mean, especially when you're part of such esteemed institutions, you would want to experience and, like, enter into IIT classrooms, like you were talking about, and also just meet with your own peers. So how was it coming back fully into like a in-person classrooms or in-person meetings, and how were you able to manage that completely online to completely in person now?
Y- Complete, like to be very honest, of online was not that interactive. Like you can just
Yeah.
have conversation with some of the people, like, but you don't know most of even your classmates then. But yeah, offline is quite good because you have conversation with the people, and then you can meet over the tea and coffee, and you can
Mhm.
have a lot of
Right.
conversation, not only of science but also other stuff also. So you
Right.
feel yourself more engaged in the institute and attend there. Like today, Smriti Rani, our Minister of Child and Women Welfare, came to IIT. I'm just coming from his talk. So yeah, you find it
Okay.
more engaging here. Yeah. So there's
That's
it's good
nice.
to
Yeah.
have.
Right. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Like I think having these kind of conversations, like it was great. I think online also was great, but I feel like these kind of in-person conversations, and it's just that when you're talking online, it's just about the subject. You don't get to talk about other things, and in person you get to do both, which is it's a way to connect better with people. That's great. Thanks so much for your time. I I hope our audience gets to understand what it takes to be a researcher at IIT Delhi. And those of you interested in biomedical or biochemical engineering or biotechnology research, I hope this conversation was helpful to let you understand what's out there, what kind of research is being done. And if anyone's interested, we will be putting the social media handles of Noorul. So if anyone's interested or want to get an opinion, get to understand what research is going on, or if you want to talk about career options, you can feel free to reach out to Noorul. We'll link those social media handles in the description. And I think Nurul is heading to Harvard Medical School for a research position very soon. So good luck with that. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time. It was great having you. And we look forward to hosting many such enthusiastic researchers out there on Beyond Science. So stay tuned and stay curious. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandhya, for calling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.